Okay, we'll call the meeting to order, and again, welcome to those who have joined us by telephone. And Merry Christmas to you as well, and the best in the new year. This is the regular meeting of Council of the Municipality of Swan Valley West, held in Council Chambers at 216 Main Street West, Swan River, Manitoba. This 22nd day of December at 6:30 p.m. Council chambers cannot accommodate social distancing, therefore public attendance by conference call remains in effect. Present in chambers, myself, Deputy Reeve Blosha, Councillors Wills, Kushniryk, Pierrepont, and Foster, as well as our CAO James Webb, and doing the podcast, Jeremy Bergen. First resolution, be it resolved that the agenda for the regular meeting of council held this 22nd day of December 2021 shall be adopted as presented. Do we have a mover, please? Moved by Councillor Pierrepont, seconded by Councillor Blosha. Any additions requested? If not, all in favor? That is carried. Next resolution, be it resolved that the minutes of the regular council meeting held on December 14th, 2021 be adopted as presented. A mover, please. Moved by Councillor Foster, seconded by Councillor Wills. Any errors or omissions? Not all in favor? That is carried. Do we have any public works to report on? No delegations, no petitions? Correct. Okay, we'll move on to 7.1 then, Swan River Fire Department report for November 2021. The resolution reads, be it resolved that the Swan River Fire Department response report for the month of November 2021 shall be received by Council of the Municipality of Swan Valley West. A mover, please. Moved by Councillor Kushniryk, seconded by Councillor Wills. Any discussion? Not all in favor? That is carried. Next resolution, whereas the Municipality of Swan Valley West has received amendments to the emergency plan for 2022, therefore be it resolved that we do hereby approve these amendments submitted by Emergency Coordinator Stan Anderson. A mover for that resolution, moved by Councillor Blosha, seconded by Councillor Foster. Any discussion? If not, all in favor? That is carried. (7.3) The Building Inspector 2022 agreement. You all had a chance to review it. Okay, I'll read the resolution attached to it. Whereas the Council of the Municipality of Swan Valley West hired Dale Rose as building inspector and wishes to extend his contract for the year 2022. Be it resolved that the contract shall be extended as per attached service agreement signed by the Reeve on behalf of the municipality. Do we have a mover for the resolution? Moved by Councillor Wills, seconded by Councillor Foster. Any discussion, questions? Not, all in favor? That is carried. Next is the bylaw enforcement officer service agreement. You all had an opportunity to look at that. I'll give you a few minutes, not too long either. Resolution attached to that reads, whereas Council of the Municipality of Swan Valley West hired Dale Rose as bylaw enforcement officer and wishes to extend his contract for the year 2022. Be it resolved that the contract shall be extended as per attached service agreement signed by the Reeve on behalf of the municipality. Mover, please. Moved by Councillor Blosha, seconded by Councillor Kushniryk. Discussion on that? Questions? Not, all in favor? That is carried.
Hey man, get rid of that pamphlet on the table.
Next is a subdivision application. Whereas the owners of the west one-half section of 1834-29 W have made an application to subdivide their property, and whereas the proposed yard site is greater than the 10-acre maximum and a variance will be required, and whereas the Council of the Municipality of Swan Valley West has reviewed said application, along with the letter received from Community and Regional Planning dated December 1st, 2021, and have no objections to the aforementioned subdivision. Therefore be it resolved that we do hereby approve the subdivision of the aforementioned property, provided a variance is obtained, as well as all conditions and requirements set out in said letter from the province of Manitoba Community and Regional Planning Branch are met. Moved by Councillor Blosha, seconded by Councillor Wills. Any discussion regarding that? Not, all in favor? That is carried. Seven point six. Resolution reads, be it resolved that Council of the Municipality of Swan Valley West approve the purchased services agreement with the town of Swan River as attached. Do we have a mover for that, please? Moved by Councillor Pierrepont, seconded by Councillor Kushniryk. Any questions or comments on that? Not, all in favor? That is carried. Next resolution, be it resolved that Council of the Municipality of Swan Valley West approve the municipal fire protection agreement with the town of Swan River as attached. A mover for that resolution. Moved by Councillor Blosha, seconded by Councillor Pierrepont. Any discussion or questions? Not, all in favor? That That is carried. Moving on to 8.1, general checks. The resolution reads, be it resolved that Council of the Municipality of Swan Valley West hereby approves the following payments. General checks number 17424 to 17483 in the amount of $377,874.35. A mover, please. Moved by Councillor Foster, seconded by Councillor Wills. Any questions on the checklist? Pardon?
8.1, yeah.
You all had a chance to review the list? Okay, we'll call the question. All in favor? That is carried. Next resolution, 8.2, be it resolved that Council of the Municipality of Swan Valley West hereby approves the following payments. Payroll payments, checks number 3925 to 3937 in the amount of $22,648.71. A mover for the resolution, please. Moved by Councillor Kushniryk, seconded by Councillor Blosha. Any questions on that checklist? Not, all in favor? That is carried. 8.3.1, the resolution reads, be it resolved that Council of the Municipality of Swan Valley West hereby authorizes the transfer of $3,365.12 from general operating to cemetery trust funds. Do we have a mover, please? Moved by Councillor Kushniryk, seconded by Councillor Foster. Any discussion? Not, all in favor? That is carried. Eight point 3.2, the resolution reads, be it resolved that Council of the Municipality of Swan Valley West hereby authorizes the transfer of $56,325.92 plus December 2021 interest from the utility to general operating funds. A mover, please. Moved by Councillor Blosha, seconded by Councillor Pierrepont. Any discussion? If not, all in favor? That is carried. Eight point 3.3, the resolution reads, be it resolved that Council of the Municipality of Swan Valley West hereby authorizes the transfer of $31,526.49 plus December 2021 interest from the vested sick leave reserves to general operating funds. A mover, please. Moved by Councillor Kushniryk, seconded by Councillor Foster. Any discussion on that? If not, all in favor? That is carried. 8.4, the resolution reads, whereas section 163 of the Municipal Act provides that a council may adopt an interim operating budget to have effect only until the council adopts the operating budget for the fiscal year. Therefore be it resolved that the interim operating budget for the municipality, including all rural, urban, and at-large expenses, shall be hereby adopted for the year 2022 as follows. Government services, $300,000. Protective services, $100,000. Transportation services, $500,000. Environmental services, $100,000. Public health services, $50,000. Environmental development, $50,000. Economic development, $50,000. Recreation and cultural services, $200,000. And capital asset purchases, fiscal services, $300,000. Utility, $200,000. Do we have a mover for that resolution? Moved by Councillor Pierrepont, seconded by Councillor Kushniryk. Any discussion or questions?
I was just wondering about this right here, this protective services.
Yeah.
If we should up that to allow for spending on the hall or the fire.
Okay.
Just if there's any
What do you
discussion
think
of
it should go up to?
Well, you know, on the protective services one, I was just wondering if we should up that, if we're going to consider spending some more on that project in the interim, you know, between now and May, so I just left that at.
Would they not come out of capital expenses then?
It would, but there's 300,000 in there, but we could up that as well, if, depends which one you wanna do.
Because the protective services is what we're purchasing, right?
Yeah, but it can go to capital, so either one can be increased.
What do you suggest?
I would say 7,
700?
Mhm.
Okay.
if that's all right.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll change that to,
Okay, we'll change that to 700,000 then.
for capital.
Any?
I think I wanna go to 7 on the capital, and then, for protective services, if we can go to 2 on that one.
Oh, okay, I
And,
got you.
and then we have enough leeway to continue to work. If
Okay, so
that's-
200 on protective services and 700 on capital,
yes, yeah,
okay?
if it's all right with a mover and a seconder.
Yeah.
Okay,
I did
okay, any further questions or comments? Not all in favor? That is carried. Okay, budget 2022, do we have anything from anyone that has had time to consider?
Not at this time,
Maybe next year.
When the time comes, huh? Okay, nothing in correspondence outside of a couple of Christmas well wishes from clients and from CN. Nothing in unfinished business that you
No.
have on mind? May, we'll go committee reports then. Let's start with Councillor Kushniryk.
I don't believe I have anything to report.
Okay. Nothing to report since the last meeting?
It was a week ago.
And other than handing out the
8 days.
gifts.
That's right.
Okay, Councillor Blosha.
I had an LUD meeting last night, since our last meeting.
Okay, thank you. Councillor Wills.
Nothing for me, no.
Thank you. Councillor Pierrepont.
No, I had no meetings.
Okay, thank you. Councillor Foster.
No, I haven't either.
And I did not have a meeting since the last regular meeting. How about James?
I had LUD meeting last night as well. You should be able to pull that
Open
now.
it now. Okay, resolution reads, be it resolved that we do hereby accept the following verbal reports regarding council committees and communications. Nothing for Councillor Kushniryk. Councillor Blosha had an LUD meeting. Nothing for Councillor Wills or Councillor Pierrepont or Councillor Foster or myself. CEO James Webb also attended the LUD meeting. Do we have a mover for that resolution, please? Moved by Councillor Foster, seconded by Councillor Wills. All in favor? That is carried. Okay, we've reached the point where we go in camera. So again, we will open the telephone to any questions or comments regarding anything that was on the agenda this evening. Anyone have a question? If not, thank you again for attending. We upped the meeting so that it would free up time between Christmas and New Year's so that council members could be with their family as well as our CAO. So we appreciate you joining us, and we will see you in the new year. So again, Merry Christmas and the best in the new year.
Merry Christmas, have a good holiday, you've earned it.
Thank you. Okay, we'll take a 10-minute recess and return to go in camera. Next resolution, be it resolved that pursuant to section 152 sub 3 of the Municipal Act, council shall meet as a committee of the whole to close the meeting and continue discussions in camera regarding personnel matters, negotiations, and preliminary discussions. Mover, please. Moved by Councillor Wills, second by Councillor Pierrepont. All in favor? Carried. Next resolution, be it resolved that pursuant to section 152 sub 4 of the Municipal Act, this meeting shall be reopened to the public. Mover, please. Moved by Councillor Blosha, second by Councillor Wills. All in favor? That's carried. (13.3.1) Be it resolved that Council of the Municipality of Swan Valley West hereby approves the following payments. Indemnities submitted late for May 2021 in the amount of $865. Mover, please. Moved by Councillor Wills, second by Councillor Kushniryk. All in favor? That is carried. (13.3.2) Be it resolved that Council of the Municipality of Swan Valley West approves the 2022 contract with Mountain Dweller Media. Mover, please. Moved by Councillor Blosha, second by Councillor Foster. Any discussion? Not all in favor? That is carried. (13.3.3) Be it resolved that Council of the Municipality of Swan Valley West accept the November 2021 bank reconciliation and financial statements as presented. A mover, please. Moved by Councillor Pierrepont, seconded by Councillor Wills. Any discussion? Not all in favor? That is carried. No notice of motions. Okay, anything else before we adjourn? Not, be it resolved that this meeting shall now adjourn at 8:31. Be it further resolved, the next meeting is Tuesday, January 11th, 2022 at 7 p.m. A mover, please. Moved by Councillor Foster, seconded by Councillor Kushniryk. Any discussion between you two?
No.
Not all in favor?
Quick this time, Phil.